Hey folks, so this is your December 2018 Gentleman's Box unboxing. Gentleman's Box, I've openly, for gosh, 2 years at this point in time, I've come to refer to them as the current gold standard of men's style and accessory boxes. And there are several out there. You've seen me unbox Prezzo Box before. God, was it 3 years ago? I made that swing at Dapper Box. Someone else suggested Guap Box, and they're kind of all the same thing. It's like you get your socks, you get your tie, usually you get your pocket square, and one or two other things. The one reason why Gentleman's Box is the gold standard is they kind of take that model, but they modify it. So what they do is they take, oh God, they take men's accessories and they theme them around either a real or historical figure. I made that reaction. So this month we are honoring our favorite prankster. So all the accessories in here will be themed somehow around a prankster, and let's see if I can figure this out. That's half the fun of this. With the end of the year here, we wanted to honor a gentleman who has done a lot of good throughout 2018. Our honoree grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and started his career early by starring in school productions. Even though he found his love for the arts, he decided to attend college at the University of Iowa to study biochemical engineering. While attending school, our honoree knew his heart wasn't in it and missed being creative. Knowing nothing about the modeling side of the world, he decided to enter the Fresh Faces of Iowa modeling contest in 1997. Winning the competition took him to New York City, where he would sign and work with designer Calvin Klein and Abercrombie & Fitch. His big break came in 1998 when he landed the role of the hilarious Michael Kelso on the TV show That 70s Show. He would go on to star in movies like Dude, Where's My Car?, The Guardian, The Butterfly Effect, and No Strings Attached. After being in several films, he found his love for the production side of creating and went on to produce shows such as Punk'd and Beauty and the Geek. In 2009, our honoree went on to use his platform for good and bring awareness to those who needed it most. He founded Thorn, a charity that seeks to connect the government with tech companies to locate instances of sexual exploitation online. Since 2017, Thorn has been able to identify 18,119 victims and 6,553 traffickers. If you don't believe our honoree is a true gentleman, then you just got punked. So, we're talking about Ashton Kutcher, and I'm going to set this aside because there are spoilers in here. Okay, the big reason right now there are spoilers, but we're going to talk about the magazine. The magazine, again, is another one of the reasons why Gentleman's Box is kind of our current gold standard. So, theoretically, everything in this box somehow has a tie to Ashton Kutcher or his various characters and productions. So, let's see what we got here, and I'm just going to make the grab for the obligatory socks. These are Society socks, and as you can see, they are a magenta base with white horizontal stripes, and of course myself as the fat guy. The calves seem a little forgiving. We'll have to see. So, if you're new to my videos, of course, you know what I'm about to say. If you're new to me, you're not going to know. If you've seen my videos before, you know what I'm going to say. One of my issues is I think I'm still morbidly obese. I'm not sure where I fall on the big scale of holy shit, you're fat, let's scare you. I was 283 pounds, 0.2 this morning, which if you're panicking, don't. Because at the beginning of the year, back in January, I was 360 pounds. Go back and watch the January videos. And you can see that there is a lot more of me in this chair back then. I kind of decided I'm actually going to set the high point as 285. In the middle of the late spring and summer, I got down to about 263 and just had that oh shit moment. I saw myself in a mirror naked, and it's I looked like a deflated bag. If you've seen The Venture Brothers, there's one quote from the Monarch that just really resonated with me. It's the episode when King Gorilla gets paroled. He's terminal with an illness, and he's lost a lot of weight, and King Gorilla goes, surprise, he's this gorilla who's now emaciated and in a wheelchair, and the Monarch says something to the extent of, he looks like a guy in a deflated gorilla suit, and that was kind of how I felt back then. So 263 was way too low for me, so I'm going to try to keep it between like 270 and 285 for 2019. So I'm going to try wearing the socks, getting off my tangent. But the big issue is just because, again, I'm a big guy to begin with, they always really just bind around my calf. And they create this horrible impression that takes hours for my body just to kind of naturally fill out. So we'll see. But I do like the color. Magenta is always kind of one of my favorite colors. Magenta, hunter green, navy blue, and of course, as I say this, I pull this tie out. We have a tie from, is it oak? Yes, oak and stone. And I guess it would look better if I took it out of the cellophane. And for me, I'm loving the color. The magenta and that dark blue. This is just like a catnip color combination. And I'm even seeing in the weave of the tie, I don't know if eyesight can pick this up or not. Maybe not. Playing games. If you see, yeah, so look right above that magenta stripe. There's actually a contrasting pattern to the blue that kind of creates the illusion of a darker blue stripe. I'm really, really loving. I'm loving the tie. So, and yeah, I'm kind of at the point with the beginning of the new year. It's going to be the beginning of a semester. I'm probably going to have to go back into dress-up mode for at least a few weeks. So, I am definitely going to put this tie in my to-wear pile. This I saw, okay, so you have to understand, when I opened the box, I saw this, what looked like a glass vial. It turns out it's plastic, but still, like, what the hell is in the vial? And it looks like we have a pair of cufflinks. I'm liking the vial itself. Again, half the fun is the presentation. And I'm wondering if they are magnetic, and, oh, they are not magnetic. Oh, shit, don't pull. I believe at this point in time, I'm going to say it. Hey, my forehead makes a contrast there. Look at that. So I believe they're cufflinks. I'm pretty sure they're cufflinks. I guess the idea is one end goes through, and then there's just a little bit of stretchy between the two ends there. So let's take a look when we get to our magazine here in a minute. We'll see. So next up, we have a hat. A beanie hat from TenFed. Feel the love, love the feel. And this is, if you've seen my videos, this is a time-appropriate item. So I'm not going to lie. Right now, it's December 25th. It's about 12:20 p.m. I wanted to save this box just because my family has kind of temporarily gone separate ways for the holiday. One of my husbands went home to Pennsylvania for the first half of Christmas. Got in on the 23rd. My other husband had to go home to Dallas. We lost our father-in-law in October. We went back in November for the funeral, and I just decided, I got to get him home to be around his family for this. I love him. Our other husband loves him, but he just we could not support him after the loss of his father the way that his family could. So I sent him down to Dallas. So we have not done the gift things yet. So for me, this is kind of like proxy Christmas. So knit cap, but like I said, this is time appropriate because it's December, and I can actually wear this for the rest of December, for January, knowing North Carolina, at least 1 or 2 weeks. In February, of course, the big pain in the ass is, if you've noticed, I am making yet another attempt to try and regrow my ponytail. Of course, I'm very, very, very early in, but I am now to the point where pretty much anything will give me hat head for at least the next 8 months, probably. But yeah, so I like the beanie. It's got a very nice feel to it. It feels good on my head. It stretches, and it is time appropriate. This is not coming in like a February or a March box. So again, I'm liking the hat. So far so good. The last thing we have here is a pocket square. And we have a, oh, Oh, the colors! Look, look, look. All right, so it's a magenta background with blue polka dots. It just plays. So this is one of the things that again, I like about Gentleman's Box. So something like this, I could throw the two of these onto a sport coat. Well, okay, I could throw this onto a sport coat and this under a shirt underneath, and they come together. So again, one of the things that I really like about Gentleman's Box is you know the theme is sometimes like I don't see Ashton Kutcher in any of this. I'll be honest. If something came with a pot leaf on it or some marijuana themed, I could see Ashton Kutcher in that. I'm not necessarily seeing. I guess maybe the beanie cap is kind of that whole dude culture thing. But yeah, I'm not seeing like Ashton Kutcher in any of the color choices or the themes or anything else. But again, everything just kind of fits together. Even from like a color pattern choice. I can never keep up. But the last time I checked, it's okay to mix and match your patterns. So the idea of mixing stripes with polka dots. So anyway, that looks to be the box. So now let's dive back into the magazine now that everything has been spoiled. All right, so first thing we have here is the style inspiration. And one of the things I like, obviously I haven't seen the magazine yet, and I'm looking over to make sure that I'm in the camera. They will go back and they will pull past accessories to kind of make these looks. I don't see that in this, but obviously there's no lapel pin, but I am 90% sure at some point in time there was a magenta lapel pin. Likewise, the key tie clip, again, I'm almost sure that's from a past box. Let's see here. So let's take a look. So our Oak and Stone tie retails at $29. Our Society socks retail at $14. And this is the other thing that I was talking about. This is one of the reasons why I really enjoy this magazine. Not so much for me. I've been kind of tweaking my style game since 2003 when I got my first adjunct position out of grad school. And I could no longer teach in a t-shirt and jeans because I was no longer a hip late 20s grad student. I had to kind of graduate up to, I was the professional adjunct, which means I always had to dress better than everybody else because I was hoping that one day they might hire me full time. Didn't happen in Orlando, but you know what? Anyway, I kind of had to learn all of these things on my own, going, choice by choice by choice by choice. But with this, they give you a style guide. They talk to you about the appropriate style for whatever the item is. They give you some color complementing choices. So again, for somebody who's just trying to learn, because again, I love my dad. I do is as much as I bag on my parents for not doing a good job raising me. They're not bad people. They just, care and emotional and human feeding of a child were just not high on the priorities, especially after their divorce, when it basically turned into get the spouse and, oh yeah, the kids, sure, whatever. So never really had anybody teaching me how to dress, how to groom, how to style, how to put things together. So yeah, that style guide really is kind of a nice way. So again, if you've got somebody who's just kind of stepping out into the world of style, it kind of gives them a good handhold. So our 10-fed beanie is retail $30. And yes, the cufflinks are from Oak and Stone, and they are cufflinks. Kind of interesting. I am sure after years and years and years of subscribing to men's boxes, I am absolutely sure that I have a pair of cufflinks like that, but maybe I just never realized they were cufflinks. And then finally from Gentleman's Collective, our pocket square with a retail of $19. So let's just take one quick look. I know I'm pushing 15 minutes here, and a majority of people have already fallen off once they saw. Movie marathon list. All right, so having met many of these people a year and a half ago, Holiday Edition, Allie the Santa Claus 2, Paige National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Jess Elf, Marisha the Holiday, Kylie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Chris Jack Frost, John Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, Paul, any movie on the Hallmark Channel my wife forces me to watch that have all the same plot in the end. Come on, guys, really? Gentleman's Box staff, no Die Hard? No Gremlins? Oh, come on. Y'all are being too sentimental. Yes, I am one of those people who believes that Die Hard is absolutely a Christmas movie, and Gremlins is absolutely a Christmas movie. And I am lucky enough to live here in Raleigh, North Carolina, where we have a Alamo Draft House. And one of the awesome things about the Alamo Draft House is that they will do movie parties. So my boyfriend and I went out on Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night they had a Gremlins movie party where they had, I still haven't eaten this yet, but they had little Snickers bar for the scene where the science teacher is walking through his darkened classroom after one of the Mogwai has transformed and holds out the Snickers bar and then gets killed. Spoiler alert, it came out in '84. Don't cry to me about it. Champagne poppers for the scene when the transformed Mogwai are just wreaking hell in the theater watching Snow White. They had, I should have brought one up for the film. They had little foam transform Mogwai to wear on your head. And as we were getting in, because I always try to arrive early to watch the pre-show, one of the staff came by and handed me a roll of streamers and said, "Hey, listen, will you wait for the scene in Dory's Tavern? And when the Mogwai are just tearing Dory's Tavern apart, will you throw the streamer?" And I'm like, hell yes, give me an opportunity to do that. So yes, Gremlins is a Christmas film. Die Hard is a Christmas film. Abso-freaking-lutely. So come on, guys. Less sentimentality. Let's be more cynical. So that is your Gentleman's Box unboxing, honoring our favorite prankster for December 2018. God, I almost said 2019. I've got myself prepared already for once. At this point in time, if you want, please by all means hit the subscribe button down there. At this point in time, I'm pretty much just running the men's style boxes, gentlemen's box, as we saw, both the monthly and the annual premium, although that's kind of on life support at this point in time. Espresso box and Birch box. You are going to see one final Geek Fuel unboxing, and I'll talk about why in the opening. If you want to leave some comments, please by all means leave some comments. Again, I really am trying to be a little more assertive with outreach and interacting with people who interact with me. That's just like a sign of respect. If you're taking a few moments of your day in your life to give me a comment, it's only fair that I reciprocate and give you a few moments of my day and time to say something back. So beyond that, I guess I should probably say this. Really haven't done the Christian thing for decades now, but Merry Christmas, folks. Have a very happy and a very safe new year, and I will see you all. Actually, I'm probably not going to see you. I'm going to see you one more time in 2018 because Birchbox always arrives early, but I will officially see you all in 2019. So until then, be good to each other, and stay safe out there.